Monday night on ISC. It's some volleyball action, IHSAA style. Crawfordsville Athenians take on the Clinton Prairie Gophers. Joined by Laura Archibald, I'm Sean Walker. You see the graphics on your screen. Crawfordsville coming in at 18-8. The Clinton Prairie Gophers coming in at 8-16. And Laura, we got to see the Gophers last week against Rossville, a very tough test. And while they lost that match, they were really sharp defensively.
They were great defensively. Carter Campbell was fantastic. Yeah. But really, as a team, they passed pretty well, and they played great defense. Just lacking that offensive consistency that they need to go to the next level.
Yeah, and before the game, we saw them honoring something. We didn't know what it was. Well, now I know. Carter Campbell passed 500 career assists. They were giving her a banner. They were saying, hey, here you go, and, you know, giving her her moment to shine. So very awesome for her, and she got about 500 more. She's got to be getting close to 1,000 now.
Right, 500 that night. I know.
Isn't that awesome how that works? On the other side, the Crawfordsville Athenians, they're 18-8. They're really having a fantastic season. They've won like 10 matches in a row. And while we're talking about it, let's just take a look at our first look tonight, brought to us by the Willow Creek Barn. 18-8 overall, 4-2 in conference play. That's the new Monon Athletic Conference. On a 10-match win streak, and they've only dropped 4 sets over that span. They have beat the likes of Central Catholic, Western Boone, and others during that run. So it's been a nice little Nice little run for Crawfordsville here.
Yeah, I mean, not just a run, but a run over some impressive teams.
On the other side, Clinton Prairie, 8-16, 3-3 in conference. They're 1-7 over their last 8 matches. They've been struggling. They're really, really youthful. But tonight, it's about the seniors. It'll be Brooklyn Morris, Reese Klein, and Natalie Watkins getting honored, and we've got a graphic for that as well that we're going to show you right now for the 3 seniors here on ISC. There they are, young ladies themselves. Class of 26, want to thank them for obviously all that they've contributed to Gopher Athletics, and hopefully they have a fantastic senior night. They'll be in the starting lineups, and we'll get to more of that here in just a little bit. But Brooklyn Morris sees the bulk of the playing time, and while we're talking about Brooklyn, let's go talk about our players to watch, because this is all a domino effect. It's going to fall into that. Brooklyn Morris, our player to watch tonight, brought to us by the ISC Sports Network, where local lives here. And on the other side, it's Reese Price, the junior for Crawfordsville. She was hurt earlier in the year, but when you look, she's still putting up some fantastic numbers, even though she missed some time.
Yeah, fantastic numbers, and I believe it was an ankle injury. Those things are slow to come back from. So even once you're on the court, it still takes you a while to get back into rhythm. So the fact that she's put up numbers like that in a shortened season and an injury-ridden season is impressive. But Brooklyn Morris, how about those blocks? 22 blocks on the season, second in kills for the team, really doing a great job. She was kind of a role player for the Gophers last year, but really has had to turn into one of their leaders this year with them having a very young team. She's really the only senior with significant playing time for the Gophers.
Brooklyn Morris has been fantastic, as you said, at the net, getting kills, getting blocks, and she is a force to be reckoned with when she's in position. Good luck getting the ball past her. For these Clinton Prairie Gophers, over the weekend, their 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade participated in tournaments, with 5th, 7th, and 8th all winning their respective tournaments, 6th place finishing runners-up. The future's bright.
It is. I told you that early in the season. I said they are young, but their I knew the 7th and 8th grade were really good. Didn't realize how good the 5th and 6th grade was as well.
We'll step aside for the national anthem. When we come back, we'll get you some more information, and I'll get our first set underway here on the ISC Sports Network.
Healthy Communities of Clinton County is committed to reduce the risk factors contributing to chronic disease, including health disparities by decreasing stigma and encouraging positive changes. HCCC is here for the community with systems of care navigators, insurance assistance, prenatal classes, mental health programs, substance use prevention, and more. To help make the healthy choice the easy choice, contact us at 659-6063 or through our website, healthyclintoncounty.org.
If you haven't signed up for Mintel Fiber Optic Internet from Mulberry Telecommunications, then you're missing out. We have various packages to choose from and speeds up to a gig. Not to mention, each package includes a Wi-Fi 6 wireless router and access to our Mintel Smart Home app, giving you complete control of your network, backed by our award-winning customer service. Go ahead and dance till your heart's content in whatever reality you want, even if it's virtual. Mulberry Telecommunications, offering the best gig in town. Sign up today at Mintel.net and experience the Mintel difference. The Willow Creek Barn has been voted the best of weddings on the Knot for 4 years running. The Willow Creek Barn has earned its reputation for a reason. With breathtaking grounds, a stunning barn, and a staff that goes above and beyond, making sure that every detail is perfect, your wedding day will be seamless, joyful, and unforgettable. From the first look to the last dance, your happily ever after starts here. To book your dream wedding, visit thewillowcreekbarn.com.
Frankfort Eagles 976, serving with the community since 1905. With over 900 members locally, Frankfort Eagles offers something for everyone. Golf leagues, bingo, concerts, kid parties, cookouts, and more. For more information on who we are and what we do, visit FOE.com or stop by Frankfort Eagles at 408 North Main Street, Frankfort, Indiana.
Welcome back to Clinton Prairie High School inside the field house. Tonight's IHSAA matchup features the Crawfordsville Athenians, the Clinton Prairie Gophers. Let's take a look at our starting lineups. First up for the Crawfordsville Athenians, it'll be Allie Strickland, Elena Schrader, Olivia Hedrick, Reese Price, Michaela Whitecotton, Claire Peacock, who leads the team in many statistical categories, and the libero, Elena Hall. All those starters for Allison Manuel Huppert, the head coach here at Crawfordsville High School. Laura, while we got a moment, let's look at our keys to victory, brought to us by Healthy Communities of Clinton County, where healthy choices are key to a healthy life.
So the first is serve receive. Both of these teams are actually really good at serve reception, but I think tonight it's going to come down to who is the better passing team. The next is attention to detail, and the reason I included this is we are 1 week out from sectional. It is time to be paying attention to the little details, though things are going to be important. And the last thing is to minimize errors. And the reason I put that is anytime that you have seniors in there and you have senior night and you put a different lineup in, you have to watch for things like lineup errors and things like that, and people just not playing in their normal position. So limiting those errors due to a changed lineup.
Again, our keys to the match brought to us by Healthy Communities of Clinton County. Let's take a look at our starting lineups for the Clinton Prairie Gophers now. As tonight, they're going to rock some seniors in here. Natalie Watkins, Reese Klein, and Brooklyn Morris, the three seniors in the starting lineup. They'll join Emerson Kaser, Alexis Perez, and Kendall Frederick. The libero for the Clinton Prairie Gophers, Campbell Carter, coached by Kathy Martin. Our starting lineups brought to us by Ardente Dental, where healthy smiles start here. Our officials for tonight's matchup brought to us by Wampler's Disposal Service and Recycling, where recycling always makes sense. Longtime official Ron Miller and Bill Westfall. They'll have the calls on the action for this evening. Tonight's game is a product of Day and Genda Funeral Home, where we put family first. Mulberry Telecommunications, the best gig in town. Healthy Communities of Clinton County, making the healthy choice the easy choice. The Frankfort Eagles, Post 976, People Helping People. And the Willow Creek Barn, providing a picturesque setting for the barn wedding of your dreams. And now that we got all the sponsorships out of the way, Laura, we can focus on volleyball. As you said, these two teams gearing up. They're headed towards sectional time. The draw was this past weekend. All the teams got together. They had watch parties. Crawfordsville draws Danville. That is one heck of a first-round matchup, and that is a really tough sectional.
That whole sectional is tough. That sectional will be played locally here at Frankfort. I think that's one of the toughest sectionals in the entire state. Lots and lots of evenly matched teams. I feel like this was a tough draw for Crawfordsville, but not unsurmountable, right? They have very similar records. I think that they could get it done. They're going to have to be on their game. They're going to have to play very well. Danville, even despite the pretty even records, Danville plays a really tough schedule. So that 15-7 is not indicative of how good Danville actually is. So I think that should be a good matchup. But I think that whole sectional is going to be really good.
Some really tough teams.
Yeah.
And still undecided. ISC may go over. We may cover the Frankfort Hot Dogs in that sectional. See what happens there, as they've been on a nice run from our local coverage area here in Clinton County. Coach Kia Rushton has them playing extremely well. They're on a similar run to these Crawfordsville Athenians, winning 10-11 matches in a row and just looking so dominant. For Crawfordsville, they'll start out with the serve first, and it's Claire Peacock. You want to talk about a player who gets it done, 605 assists on the season. And I was about to say 65 assists. Make it 66. She starts out with the first point for Crawfordsville. Very tough from the service line. Gophers struggle on serve receive on the first 2 points. Crawfordsville out to a 2-0 lead. Looking down through their serving capabilities, both of these teams have about 3 or 4 girls that when they get to the service line can go on a run at any point in time. Gophers respond there. They run Peacock off the line.
The nice thing when you get to this point in the season, you pretty much know the team you're going to play, right? I mean, you've scouted enough, you've seen enough tape, you've got pretty good statistics to go off of. I mean, nothing should be a big surprise at this point.
Hey, how about that? Kendall Frederick gets the ace there, her 36th of the season. And Clinton Prairie ties things up at 2 apiece.
I think one of the things that Kendall doesn't get enough credit for is her really good defense. I mean, she plays great on defense. Honestly, I think she's a bigger asset to the Gophers on the back row than she is to the front row, and that's not taking anything away from her hitting, but she just really is a great defender. I think a net call there.
Net call gives the point to the Gophers, even though the kill was a little long.
I think they called that on Schrader.
Some put up a number 5, so yes, you would be correct. Frederick served long this time, and we tie things back up at 3 apiece. These 2 coaches have things in common. They coach high school volleyball. They work outside of the school system. Kathy Martin works with you at Healthy Communities of Clinton County. And then Allison Manuel Huppert is basically the assistant athletic director at Wabash College.
Yeah, and that is not an easy feat. I mean, it's hard to work outside of the school and be in charge of an entire program. I mean, it's just another added layer of barrier, but both of these ladies obviously are doing it and doing it well.
Want to congratulate Allison Manuel Huppert because we know Mitch, her husband, now. Congratulations on their wedding that happened. Mitch Huppert is the SID at Marion University. Marion University, a partner of ISC, and you see pretty much all of their home matches across the ISC Sports Network.
It's the small world, right?
That's why their busy schedules work so well.
Yeah, you're right.
He's constantly gone to sporting events, and so
is she.
There's a kill right there from Reese Price, our player to watch. Reese starting to get in the groove, healing up from that ankle injury that slowed her earlier in the season. Second on the team in kills.
And just barely second. I mean, like we're talking 20 different. And I'm not sure exactly how many matches she was out. But like I said, even when you get back from ankle injuries, especially as a hitter, it takes you a while to get your rhythm back.
That was Kaser with the kill for the Gophers. And now after a nice showing from the senior, Natalie Watkins, she'll head to the bench, and Brett Knocker will come in to serve for Clinton Prairie. Ellie leads the team in aces, the top server statistically for Clinton Prairie. A little long on the overpass, nicely done by Perez to keep it alive. And then the timing a little off there, but Schrader able to get just enough on it. Find a spot in the defense. She'll check out.
Prairie a little deep on that defense there.
Now the libero, Elena Hall. Just a one hand there. And it works out. How about those
there you
apples? Go. Gophers keeping things close here early. Now Avery Lennon going to check into the game, and Reese Klein will come out again. Congratulations to those 2 seniors. And Brooklyn Morris comes out as well as Campbell Carter checks in. So all 3 seniors got the start on the floor. We got a 7-5 game. They check out in rotation now.
And most teams, if you lost all your seniors at one point and they all went off the floor at one time, you'd be panicked. But for the Gophers, they're kind of used to not having seniors on the floor. That's not a panic time for them. It's something they've dealt with all season. When Brooklyn Morse isn't in, usually they don't have a senior on the floor, so this is kind of normal territory for them.
Yeah, most times you have 2 freshmen and 2 sophomores on the floor for Clinton Prairie, and one of the sophomores, it's her first year playing, so she's technically a freshman by, experience.
Yep. Nice down-the-line shot by Kaser there. That was very smart hit. Wasn't necessarily hard, but very smart.
Gophers playing tough here early on. Got things all knotted up at 7 apiece. For Clinton Prairie, they're in sectional 54, and they will face Frontier in the first round of that sectional. The winner of that will face the winner of Clinton Central or Rossville. And you got to think this isn't a knock on the other teams in that sectional, but the bottom side of that bracket is loaded with the teams who've had the most successful years thus far.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think whoever comes out of the bottom of that sectional bracket is definitely the favorite to win. Unfortunately, your top 3 teams in the top part of that bracket are not as strong as the 4 in the bottom. I mean, really, Clinton Central is a sleeper, but they could upset Rossville.
They're scrappy.
I think Clinton, Prairie, and Frontier, that'll be a very good game. Prairie won against Frontier early in the season, but Frontier's done better later in the season, and they have similar records. I think either one of those teams could beat each other, and I think that either one of those teams could upset a Clinton Central or a Rossville. So I think, you don't see the records and the talent across the bracket like you see in the Crawfordsville, the sectional that Crawfordsville is in at Frankfort, but I do think it could be an entertaining sectional. I mean, Rossville is the clear favorite there, but, we see Clinton Central and we see Clinton Prairie in spurts be very, very good.
Tonight's game is brought to you by the Frankfort Eagles Post 976. They've been serving our community since 1905. With over 900 members locally, the Frankfort Eagles offer something for everyone. For more information on who they are and what they do, visit FOE.com or stop by the Frankfort Eagles at 408 North Main Street.
That was nice by Alexis Perez.
Perez having another solid year. She looked great as a freshman a year ago. She's played really well as a sophomore this year, moved into that setter role. 389 assists coming into this evening. Nice diving effort from Campbell Carter, but it lands out of bounds. Point heads over to Crawfordsville. Ron Miller right there to see that one.
But what an amazing dig, because that wasn't even her ball.
No.
I mean, there were 2 other people way closer than she was. The fact that she even got that ball up is amazing.
Well, you talked about her footwork in between the shot. She watches the movement on the other side of the floor and where the ball's going, and she puts herself in the best position every time to make a play on the ball if it's anywhere in her vicinity.
She does. Her movement on that floor is just amazing. I mean, I think we have some really good liberos in Clinton County. I do. But I think Campbell Carter's in a league of her own, frankly.
Crawfordsville starting to open things up here. They take a 4-point lead over Clinton Prairie. Nice low trajectory serve, handled well by the Gophers. They come to Frederick. There's a block at the net. It's Perez and Lennon, and I think Perez got most of it there by her reaction.
I would say so.
Now a substitution coming on the floor for the Gophers. They bring one of the seniors back in. That's Natalie Watkins. Alexis Perez on the serve. Little drop serve. That kill attempt into the net. That's Allie Strickland. She leads the team in kills. One of their seniors. Had a nice career here at Crawfordsville High School. We mentioned the conference change. It's the first time in a long time that Sagamore Conference just doesn't exist anymore. So bulk of the teams from the Sagamore moved on. They created a Monon Athletic Conference. Now you have Greencastle, Frankfort, Cascade, Crawfordsville, Western Boone, North Putnam, North Montgomery, and Southmont. When it was first announced, and I've said this about 100 times, I thought this is a really weird conference. But then I saw it on a map, and it makes so much sense. They're like perfectly lined up east and west.
Yeah, and I'm glad that it makes sense because their old conference, it just was everywhere, right?
Yeah.
I mean.
And the competition level had been a little lopsided for a while. I mean, it just had. And I think it was a good time to mix it up. And a lot of these teams will now see the benefit of that and have an opportunity to compete. You know, Greencastle this year ran away with the conference, much like Rossville did in the Hoosier Heartland. They're 7-0 in conference play. They're 24-4 on the season. So Greencastle not only has aspirations, you know, of that conference championship that they've locked up basically, but they are ready for a postseason run as well. Frederick just on the miss hit there.
It was a nice up by Brooklyn Morse getting that ball off that net anyway.
Tonight's game brought to you by Day and Ginda Funeral Home with locations in Frankfort, Flora, Mulberry, and Rossville. The compassionate and experienced staff at Day and Ginda Funeral Home are dedicated to providing a loving and genuine environment for you to honor your loved one. For more information, visit dayandginda.com, where they put family first. Crawfordsville is led by as many as 4. Gophers have tied it up a few times. And that'll be Kendall Frederick back at the service line.
Clinton Prairie doing a good job keeping this close, I feel like. It's a nice serve.
This one, diving effort, but a good kill from Crawfordsville. They take a 3-point lead now. Substitution is Alexis Ratcliffe comes in. She's second on the team in aces on the season with 45. Just a sophomore. Kaser dug out of there. And this kill wide of the floor. Clinton Prairie earns the point.
Just hanging in there in that 2 to 3 point range, but that's why they're dangerous. They tend to do that.
Gophers trying to sneak up on Crawfordsville and steal set number 1 here tonight. Good time to go on a run as well as Ellie Brettnacher checks in and heads to the service line. And earns the ace. You get a little celebration there from the Gophers.
She is a very good server.
Busy week here on the ISC Sports Network. A lot of volleyball headed your way. Tomorrow night, Clinton Prairie will have them again on our airways. They go to Delphi to take on the Oracles. Then on Thursday, we got a little Central Catholic at Rossville, which should be a great showdown for those two teams before the Carroll Cougars come back to Clinton Prairie on Friday for a little rivalry action on the football field. Excited for all those for you.
Yeah, I think Thursday night will be the thing to watch. That should be really, really good. And it should be a good measuring stick for Rossville of where they really are going into tournament time.
Yeah, you talk about tough schedules. Central Catholic plays one of those.
Yes,
so it's always tough to decide whether they're having a down year or not based off their record because of the competition level they play.
I would agree.
But they're one of those teams that go like 12-10 and compete for a state championship.
Right, because they play such a tough schedule. They really do.
18-15, 3-point lead. Make that a 2-point lead as that one's a little long. At Healthy Communities of Clinton County, they offer free navigation services for all pregnant women. A licensed nurse is on staff and available to help you with pregnancy tests, prenatal vitamins, insurance assistance, prenatal appointment assistance, smoking or vaping cessation, breastfeeding, labor, delivery, safe sleep, car seat, and newborn care education. Just call Libby at 659-6063 for more information. Entertaining set 1. That hitting air there on Kaser puts the lead back to 3. Speaking of 3, this is Elliott Baker, number 3, checking in, the junior. Perez on the set to Kaser, just punches it over. Little dink, nice up there from Kaser. And they called it a double hit there on Perez. It was a good idea knowing that you had your top hitter who went to the floor. Mm-hmm. Just send it over, let her regroup. Unfortunately, double tap. That only works in Zombieland. If you've ever seen the movie, then you get the analogy. That was one of the rules. You got to make sure that they're, officially official. Kaser on the serve.
See, this is what Prairie can't do, is shoot themselves in the foot, right? They get within 2 or 3, and then they've had 3 unforced errors. And that is what they cannot do. They have to stay, that attention to detail, right? You have to cut those unforced errors down. This is the last week of the season. You have to be better. Now 4 unforced errors, right?
Yeah.
And you just see them falling apart right here at the end.
22-17, and this is the hills and valleys with a very young team. You're going to have those moments where you go, my gosh, these guys look really good, and you're going to go, oh yeah, well, they're freshmen. You know, where sometimes you get into those valleys. Nice standing flat-footed kill from Frederick. She's really coming along, Laura. I mean, as a freshman, she's really impressive.
You know what's really interesting with her? She almost hits bad sets better than she hits good sets.
Yeah.
It's like if there's a good set with her, she has too much time in her head, right? She'll be early. She gets too far underneath the ball. She doesn't follow through all the way. But when she has a bad set, it's her athleticism, right? And she just is relying on pure athleticism. It's very interesting to me.
It's like those mobile quarterbacks, when the play breaks down, they do a better job of moving the football down the field.
Yeah. That's exactly what she reminds me of, honestly.
There's a kill out of the middle for Avery Lennon, the sophomore. You know, this nucleus of the Clinton Prairie Gophers is going to get to be around and play together for a while. So this is a team in 2 years from now we're going to look and we're going to look at all these seniors.
Yes, and
juniors.
Yeah, and like we were talking about before the match started, they have some really good teams coming up too, or some good classes coming up.
Claire Peacock on the kill there from the setter position.
So smart.
And Coach Manuel Huppert said she is the dog on the team. She is the most competitive girl she's ever met or coached. I need to go get that exact quote of what she told me in the notes, but absolutely awesome. Yeah,
That's
the
impressive.
most competitive person I've ever met.
I love it. Net. Another unforced error.
Net violation there against the Gophers, and now set point for Crawfordsville. What was a 2-point affair as close as 1917 at one point. Free ball opportunity.
Nice job by Alexis Perez to chase that ball down.
Off the kill, good touch at the net. Carter.
Nice job by Perez taking that over on the second hit.
They come back to Frederick. Good dig there. And Crawfordsville.
What did they call there? Under the net?
She might have been into the net. He held up a 2. See if we can tell what happens here. This one was riding the net for sure. Yep, I think she just got into the net there at the bottom.
Yep, into the net.
So the Gophers survive a little bit longer here, trail by 4. Let's see if they can go on a run and continue this a little longer. Crawfordsville says that we will have none of that. That one killed by Schrader. Actually, it might have been Caroline Bowling. I might have missed the number there.
I think it was Bowling.
Number 9 gets match or set point there for Crawfordsville. They take this one 25-20. We'll step aside when we come back. Set 2 heads your way on the ISC Sports Network.
Davis Comfort Solutions.
At Davis Comfort Solutions Heating and Cooling, the name says it all. Davis Comfort Solutions will keep you comfortable all season long with 2 locations, Fowler and Colfax. They service most of central Indiana.
We've got the air necessities, great service and efficiencies, bringing peace and comfort to your life.
DavisComfortSolutions.com.
At Wampler's Disposal and Recycling, we take pride in offering waste management for commercial and residential clients. As an industry leader, Wampler's Disposal and Recycling brings the most professional and responsive collection service in the business. Since 1948, our family-owned and operated company has provided excellent service at competitive rates. We offer container rentals as well. Our longevity in the industry is a testament to our excellent service. We serve all of Clinton, Tippecanoe, Boone, Howard, and Carroll counties. For all your waste removal needs, call Wampler Services Incorporated today. You can reach us at 765-659-3721. Visit us online at wamplerservicesinc.com.
In this town, game day starts long before kickoff. It's the work behind the scenes that makes champions. At Tier 1 Meat Company, we prep with the same focus, discipline, and pride as the hometown heroes we feed. From our block to your block, fuel every victory. Tier 1 Meat Company. Mission, feed the fans. Standard, champion quality. Scan the QR code for a game day upgrade.
Welcome back to Clinton Prairie High School inside the field house. 25-20, Crawfordsville takes set number 1. You see it there on our Healthy Communities of Clinton County scoreboard. Gophers will look to bounce back here and try to tie things up. This second set tonight brought to you by our friends at the Willow Creek Barn. Attention all engaged couples. Discover why the Willow Creek Barn has been voted the Knott's Best of Weddings for 4 years in a row. Nestled just outside of Frankfort, Indiana, the venue offers stunning indoor and outdoor ceremony options with breathtaking photo opportunities. Take advantage of the hot air balloon, the bull riding machine, and more. They provide the perfect backdrop for your dream barn wedding. Start planning your unforgettable day. Visit thewillowcreekbarn.com. Gophers will serve first. They'll start with the first point.
Nice serve by Ellie Brettknocker. She is such a good server for the Gophers. Consistent and high amount of aces. I want to talk about that first set a little bit and how diverse the offense was for Crawfordsville. They had at least 5 hitters who had a kill. The setters did a good job mixing the ball up. I mean, if you were Clinton Prairie, you were a little thrown off because you didn't know where they were going, right? I mean, we saw kills from every single place on the court, and their offense was very impressive.
And that's how you keep a scrappy defensive team like the Gophers off their feet a little bit. Just mixing it around, and look at the defense here from both teams. Digging balls out of the net. Somehow staying out of the net as players. Perez goes over in 2. This time sets middle to Morris. Handled by Peacock, and now a kill opportunity for Crawfordsville. Battle at the net between Morris and Peacock.
Nice job by Kaiser to handle that. And that was not an easy. She just kind of had to plant and jump, and she did a good job of that. Great defense by both teams.
The angle there to try to get the kill and keep it on the right side of the antenna was very impressive. And it limits how much room you have to work with the floor over there as well at that angle.
It does. That was a tough hit, and she did an amazing job.
This time Kaiser tries to go down the line and just wide of the floor. That'll give Crawfordsville their first point. And a substitution here is Michaela Whitecotton will come in. Crawfordsville looking for their 11th win in a row if they can beat the Gophers on their home floor this evening. Schedule winding down. We talked about sectional play. The Gophers are at Delphi tomorrow. You can watch that one again on the ISC Sports Network. On Thursday, they will go to Clinton Central. And then, as we said, 10-16, that's when the sectional kicks off. They'll play against Frontier.
Yeah, all winding down. And I think, those last 2 games for Clinton Prairie are good matches for them going into sectional. They're both matches that they have a chance to win, but both of them they'll have to play well. Like, they're not just walk-ins, right? So they just need to go in there, play at their best, and I think if they come away with victories in those 2, that could build their confidence going into sectional.
Get them on a roll right before the tournament happens. For Crawfordsville, they host Frankfort tomorrow, so they've got a tough matchup tomorrow evening with a conference opponent and a team who's playing really well. Again, we said it. They're on one of the similar runs. Rossville, Frankfort, Crawfordsville, they've all been on these long winning streaks right now.
Yeah, and I'll be honest, as a coach, it makes you very nervous, right?
Yeah.
Because you don't want, because sometimes you're on those streaks and you lose something, and especially when you're on that, you haven't lost a set one, right? Which I think that's what Frankfurt's on, right? They haven't lost a set.
It's been a minute.
And so you lose a set, and then you see it all fall apart. So you get very nervous about that. So, really just like I said earlier, there's details like fine-tuning everything in this last week and making sure you had, at this point, it's not so much about what the other team is doing, it's about what you're doing.
Crawfordsville keeps the ball alive, able to score the point there, and they'll cut the lead in half, now 6-3. This will send the libero, Elena Hall, back to the service line. Another one of those seniors on this Crawfordsville squad. Peacock, short set there. A little too strong on the kill. Opportunity from White Cotton. Clinton Prairie with a 4-point lead. Now we're going to see Kira Grizzle come in, the sophomore, number 2. She'll join that front line defense for Clinton Prairie. Nice dig from Perez. Frederick sends it over with the help of the net. And then a kill from Crawfordsville. I believe that was Reese Price that time for the Athenians. Elliott Baker heads back to serve now for Crawfordsville. Seaville, as they're affectionately called from all their fans and other teams alike. I've learned, though, over time, Laura, that being a member of the Sagamore Conference as long as we were, and I say we because I was a Frankfurt hot dog back in my playing days many, many moons ago. But it was always Northmont and Southmont.
Right.
But I learned you don't call them Northmont. They get very upset about that. It is North Montgomery.
Well, that's why you call them Northmont, is because they get upset about it. Duh.
So in my broadcasting career, I've had to correct myself a few times out of habit. I've had to apologize a few times. I mean no disrespect.
But if
Just
you're
like Western Boone's Weibo.
Yeah,
It
for
just
sure.
is what it is.
I don't know why Northmont is not. I mean, I don't know why that's disrespectful. I kind of like it. It's like nicknames, right?
The quote that I got from the fan who was upset with me said, "We don't associate ourselves with those Southsiders." So I just took it with a grain of salt, and they are now the North Montgomery Chargers.
Okay.
And I think that they've even started to latch on to their full mascot name, the Fighting Chargers. So there's that.
I mean, at least they have a good mascot, right?
Gophers with 4 hits. Crawfordsville going to get back to 10-5. And, after set number 1, we always question, with the Gophers being young, what will we see coming out of that? Will they get down on themselves and not perform well, or will they come out like a ball of fire? And so far, they've looked really good here in set number 2.
They have. Although I will say Crawfordsville has made several errors in this set that they didn't make in set 1, so that's a little helpful too.
Again, Reese Price, our player to watch tonight.
She's done a nice job from the serving line too.
Peacock taps that one over.
She is very good at that. And Clinton Prairie hasn't seemed to pick it up and put a blocker in front of her yet. I promise you that's going to be something Coach Martin's going to tell them in a timeout.
This will be Frederick going back to the service line for the Gophers. Got a 4-point lead momentarily. Good serve.
Free ball over for the Gophers. Let's see what they can do with it.
Perez goes to Kaser. Good dig from Price in the back row. And then the Gophers miss hit there, gives another point to the Athenians. Crawfordsville senior night tomorrow night. Well, they will honor their seniors, Allie Strickland, Olivia Hedrick, Elena Hall, and Aaliyah Brost. So just 4 seniors on this Crawfordsville squad. They've cut the lead now to 2.
They're really, I mean, I feel like they're more junior-led than they are senior-led. I mean, they have some really, really good juniors.
Yeah, you look at the players coming back, and, I mean, Peacock, 605 assists coming into tonight. Michaela Whitecotton, the junior, she's one of their top hitters. Reese Price, who's second on the team in kills. I mean, this is a team that doesn't quit coming. Elena Schrader. A lot of returning players there for Crawfordsville as the timeout's taken here. They've cut the lead down to 1, and this timeout's brought to us by Tier 1 Meat Co., where we take pride in delivering locally sourced premium beef and pork, the kind of meat that honors the land, respects the craft, and fuels the families with real flavor. From custom processing to mission-ready catering, we bring the firepower to elevate every meal and every moment. Founded by veterans, every cut is elite, every customer is family, and the commercial makes me drool every time they show it. The steak is just
I hear in studio, I promise you, he really does drool.
Step into Tier 1 at 128 West Catherine Street in Flora, or visit them online at tier1meatco.com. And it's not just steaks. Jalapeno pork burgers, bacon pork burgers. They have it all. Whatever you're looking for.
You're making me hungry, not just the commercial.
That one from Perez, a little strong.
I would say, you know, Crawfordsville has tied it up here, and I would say probably 6 of the last 6, this last 6 points have all been unforced errors by the Gophers. You can't make it that easy against a team like the Athenians. I mean, you have to make them earn it, and right now they are not.
Before that point, Crawfordsville was on a 7-1 run. We had a 10-4 good buddy score in favor of the Clinton Prairie Gophers, and Crawfordsville came all the way back to tie it up at 11 apiece. Brett Knocker checks in to serve here for the Gophers.
You don't see her do that very often. And unfortunately, not very good timing for the Gophers.
And a tough angle there to work for Kaser.
Yeah.
Crawfordsville will take the lead for the first time here in set number 2.
Be interesting to see how the Gophers respond to this.
Deep serve off the hands of Frederick, and the ace happens. Coach Martin immediately looked to the bench. She's bringing a sub in. Trying to mix things up. Again, it was a 10-4 lead for Clinton Prairie. It's now 14-12 Crawfordsville. Perez trying to get crafty and use the foot there out of the net. And it's Peacock at the line. They're Crawfordsville's best server with 65 aces coming into tonight. And she started the match tonight with a serve, or for an ace. And there she just kills it, takes it over in 2.
I think Madison German Potter is in now to pass in place of Kendall Frederick.
Coach Martin trying to mix things up here a little bit, shake it up. See if she can't get the Gophers back on track. Scramble mode. What a play from Campbell Carter. And Brett Hucker does one in the same. the overpass here and gets the kill for Kaser. Gophers did a good job there, Laura, of just keeping the ball alive.
And that usually is one of their strengths, right? They'll just keep taking it back to you until you mess up. Their defense is sound. They just haven't let themselves have enough chance to play defense. Too many hitting errors, too many passing errors.
Peacock gave the kill opportunity to Schrader. This one right down the line. She finds Allie Strickland there.
That was nice. It was a beautiful set, too.
Now Ratcliffe checks in, the sophomore for Crawfordsville. For Coach Martin in previous broadcasts, we've talked about her staff and how so many former players have joined her staff. You got Grace Good. You got one of the Wilsons.
Haley Wilson.
Obviously bringing the alumni back. You've got Kylie Mash, who played here as well, that helps coach and handles either. Is it the JV team or is it the junior high team?
She's 8th grade. Kylie's 8th grade. And then Ashley was Goodman, coaches at the 7th grade level. I mean, she's, I believe Angie Schilling is coaching in elementary. You know, I mean, she has just a lot of great alumni that are helping her out at the lower levels, helping her build this program up like she did at Rossville.
Frederick with a big kill there. That's probably her best swing of the night, 18-15. On the other side, Coach Manuel Huppert says, I mean, she's got a talented staff there. Chris Board is a current junior at Wabash College and a defensive specialist on the men's volleyball team. So that's a great person to not only bring in and teach a skill set, but he can show a skill set. He's still playing actively right now.
Right. It's so nice that they have that college right there and they have a men's volleyball team. I mean, it does give them, you know, extra players to be able to pull from, not just for like during season, but camps and, you know, all of those little things that, you know, make a difference.
Sydney Veach is another assistant. It's her first year on the staff after graduating in May from IU Indy. She was a setter for the Jaguars. She teaches first grade at Crawfordsville. So, hey, they were like, hey, you're teaching, you played college, come on in, you know.
I know who she is, actually, yeah.
And then Christy Strickland is the mother of senior Allie Strickland. She was a setter at Goshen College when she played back in the day.
They have a deep coaching staff for sure.
And then, obviously, Allison, the associate AD at Wabash College. She's in her 3rd season at Crawfordsville. She's coached at Zionsville, Madison Grant, as well as at Grand Park. And then she did put in her notes she's married to Mitch Huppert, who's ISC's biggest fan, and they live in Crawfordsville with their dog Mackie.
Hey, there you go. I don't know, Coach Martin might say she is ISC's biggest fan. I don't know.
Yeah,
these two ladies could duke it out. They could.
That one off the hands of Kaser in the back row. 22-16 now the lead for Crawfordsville. At Wampler's Disposal Service and Recycling, recycling always makes sense. Please call Wampler's at 659-3721 for all your trash, recycling, and scrap needs. Wampler's Disposal Service and Recycling, family owned since 1948. Seen a lot of one-handed hits tonight.
Yeah.
Now 2 points away is Crawfordsville from taking a commanding 2-0 lead.
This is like the tale of two cities for Clinton Prairie this set. The first half of the set, they looked fantastic. The second half of the set, they've just really hurt themselves. Now that obviously was just a great hit, but mostly they've hurt themselves.
Reese Price that time licking her chops to get the kill.
She's been pretty fantastic tonight.
And Jade Bertain now had an opportunity for set point there. Serves it wide of the floor. Brooklyn Morris going to check back in, and Campbell Carter will head to the service line. Tall Task trailing by 7. See if she can't do a little rally here for the Gophers. Now, I apologize, Jade. It's Bratton. Mispronounced her last name. Brooklyn Morris a little too strong there. And that will do it for set number 2, 25-17. Crawfordsville with a commanding 2-0 lead. Will step aside after these messages from our sponsors. We'll be back with set 3.
At Laser Edge Turf and Excavation, we take pride in keeping your property looking its best and your projects moving forward. From expert commercial and residential mowing to lawn fertilization that keeps your grass healthy year-round, we've got your yard covered. Need more than lawn care? We also specialize in directional boring, trenching, and full excavation work. Whether it's maintaining your curb appeal or tackling big jobs underground, trust Laser Edge and Excavation to get the job done right. Let us tackle your next project. Give us a call at 670-2286. Whether you dine in or carry out, the South Fork Restaurant is known for daily lunch and dinner specials, world-famous hand-battered tenderloins, fresh, never frozen whole catfish, and award-winning onion rings. The kitchen is open Monday through Saturday from 11 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. Come join us at 105 South Glick Street in Mulberry or visit southforkpub.com for the latest menu options. The South Fork Restaurant, a proud supporter of Clinton Prairie Athletics.
Day and Genda Funeral Home, proudly putting family first, strives to care and honor the families of Clinton and Carroll County in ways that share the loved one's story. In our effort to serve your family at the highest of quality, we have added our own crematories, one for your loved one and another crematory for your furry family members. Contact us for information on how we can serve your family. Day and Gender Funeral Home, putting family first.
Portion of tonight's broadcast brought to us by our friends at the South Fork Restaurant. Dine in or carry out. The South Fork Restaurant is known for daily lunch and dinner specials, fresh, never frozen whole catfish, hand-battered tenderloins, and award-winning onion rings. The kitchen's open Monday through Saturday. Come join us at 105 South Glick Street in Mulberry or visit southforkpub.com for latest menu options. Speaking of commercials with beautiful food in it, we just saw one a moment ago. Thank you, South Fork, for your sponsorship. We also want to thank Laser's Edge Turf and Excavation, where they keep your property looking sharp and projects moving forward, from mowing and lawn fertilization to directional boring, trenching, and excavation. We deliver precision and reliability every time. Cutting clean, digging deep, building strong. That's Laser Edge. We saw the graphic there momentarily as we came back from broadcast or from the commercial break. 25-20 in set 1, Crawfordsville 25-17 in set number 2. Thank you, Sam Wall, on graphics tonight, popping that back up for us. Crawfordsville with a 2-0 lead over Clinton Prairie. They look to close it out in straight sets here in set number 3.
What that doesn't show is how good Clinton Prairie played the first half of that set. I mean, they were just fantastic.
The score was 10-4.
Yeah, and then they just fell apart.
It was a 21-7 run from Crawfordsville to close out set number 2.
Yeah, they just have to cut those unforced errors down and get more consistent. And, I mean, we're late in the game here. This is the last week of the season, and it's just, you know, getting too late to do much about it from a coaching standpoint. This, to me, is now a mental thing, right? You have to get some mental toughness.
Gophers start out with the lead here in set number 3. Watkins checks in to serve on senior night here. She's looked really well for the Gophers. And now a net violation. 1-1, substitutions take place. Brooklyn Morris comes back in for the Gophers. So does Campbell Carter, and on the other side, it's Alexis Ratcliffe, the sophomore, who checks in for Crawfordsville. Perez wide of the floor there, 2-1 Crawfordsville. we've said a few times that Frankfort travels to Crawfordsville tomorrow to be Crawfordsville senior night, but that is a big match at the end of the season for third place in conference.
Yes, and
for
I think
Crawfordsville, potentially second place for Frankfort.
I think it'll be a big match, and I think it'll be a tight match. I think these teams are pretty evenly matched. You know, here is a setter who actually I can say is in the same class with Jalen Smith. We haven't seen many of them this season that I would put even near her, but I would definitely put Claire Peacock in the same stratosphere as Jalen Smith, and I don't say that lightly, as you know, because I'm a huge fan of Jalen Smith, but this Claire Peacock is the real deal as well, so that's interesting. They're very similar teams. They both have very good setters. They both have very diverse offenses, so this could be a really interesting match tomorrow night.
That ball landed in on the floor, but it went on the wrong side of the antenna, so point for the Gophers. And again, so Frankfort defeated Cascade earlier in the season, so they would own that tiebreaker. If Frankfort wins tomorrow night, they would finish in second place in the conference unless they have another conference match to end the season. I'm not sure that they do. And then for Crawfordsville, if they beat Frankfort, they would jump into third place because then they would own the tiebreaker over Frankfort. That would catapult Cascade into that second place position.
And Frankfort into fourth, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it has
you could go
huge,
from 2 to 4.
Yeah, it has huge implications.
And Crawfordsville lost last year in 4 sets at Case Arena. That's one we had on the network here on ISC.
But it was close. It was close. Yeah, and I think it'll be close again. I just have a feeling it's going to be very close. That was a great serve by Alexis Perez.
Perez with the drop serve. Earns the point there for the Gophers. Puts them back in the lead by 1. Tries it again. Price was all over it that time. And that's one where Lennon on the tip actually affected the back row coming up to get it.
Yep, obviously not communicating and letting her know that they were right there.
New server takes the floor for the Athenians. It's Elliott Baker. Elliott sends it over with things all tied up at 5 apiece. Frederick gets a good swing on that one.
Oh, it's a nice swing.
Free ball opportunity now for the Gophers. Perez.
That was a nice swing by Grizzle.
Thank you. I was trying to determine who that was there. And then Price gets too many opportunities. She's going to make you pay.
Yep, she will. She has played fantastic tonight.
At Davis Comfort Solutions, we understand that your comfort's important. That's why our team of highly experienced technicians will strive to be your go-to when it comes to your home, shop, or business's heating and cooling needs. For more info on financing and special offers, visit us online at daviscomfortsolutions.com.
Nice.
Lennon makes up for a earlier communication mistake right there and earns the point for the Gophers. She'll check out. Brooklyn Morris comes back in. Lennon's looked really good this year, Laura. As a sophomore who did not play her freshman year, she's made some great strides from the beginning of the year to what we're seeing here at the end of the year.
That's exactly what I was about to say, the improvement in her. That learning curve was so very, very sharp for her because she went from not playing to starting on varsity, right? And so
Which is a testament to her athletic ability and getting up to speed pretty quickly.
Yeah, and she just has done a great job. She didn't play last year because she wanted to focus on basketball and did that and really just decided that was not the right thing for her and now is not going to play basketball and just play volleyball. And so she's really enjoyed volleyball. And I think, it's been one of those things where she just didn't know how good she could be. And once she got in there and she really started playing, I think she discovered this is the game for her.
Now, obviously, I don't know her personally, but if her drive matches the athletic ability, then if she puts in work this offseason, when she comes back her junior year, she can make another huge leap.
Yeah, and I think her dedicating to just volleyball instead of kind of, teeter-tottering back and forth between the two is going to make a difference too. Nice serve.
And
That was Frederick, yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny. You can I didn't even see who served it, but I could just tell by the ball, the way it was moving, as Frederick.
My personal opinion on the Gophers this season, their most improved player is Frederick. From game 1 to game whatever this is, 25, match 25.
I think Lennon would be in there for me too, though. I don't know. Lennon is, she really has improved a lot. And the middle hitter position is a much more complex position than the pin.
Yeah.
You're learning a lot more things than you're learning as a pin. So, I don't know. I think either one could be argued, but like you said, Lennon's just like she's a freshman too. All these young players for the Gophers have just improved a lot.
It's a good problem to have when you can't just pinpoint.
Yeah.
This girl's obviously the most improved. Or Crawfordsville trails by 2.
I think the most valuable player has become over this season Campbell Carter. I wouldn't have thought that at the beginning of the season, but I think she has become their stabilizing force, not just on serve receive, but on defense, and just the calm she brings. I love her leadership. I love the way she plays. If I had to pick one person that I feel like is the glue to this team, it would be Campbell Carter.
And the good news for Campbell, she's got another year of eligibility, so she gets to come back next year. Play with this squad. That one off the arm of Perez. I've also noticed that Perez is starting to add more jump sets into her game. Have you noticed that here?
If you remember, the first time we watched him, she didn't jump set at all, but she's getting much more active. And I feel like she's doing a better job mixing the offense up. She's doing a better job on defense. I just feel like she's kind of settling in and doing a better job.
Gophers take a timeout here as Crawfordsville, much like they did in set 2, they've come back and they've taken a lead. This timeout brought to us by Mulberry Telecommunications, where they want to be the first to welcome you to the fiberhood. Mintel Fiber Optic Services offer super fast, reliable internet with gigabit speed, streaming TV packages, and voice solutions. Sign up today at mintel.net or call 765-296-2885 for more information. Fiber being deployed all over Clinton, Carroll, and Tippecanoe County by Mulberry Telecommunications. Just go to the website. You can put in your address, your zip code. It'll plot you on the map, and you can see if you're in one of our fiber territories. 11-10 score. Crawfordsville, though they've dug themselves a few holes early in these games, Laura, they seem to just find another gear, turn it up.
Yeah, and Clinton Prairie helps them. They do. Clinton Prairie's done a great job of coming out aggressive in sets 2 and 3, but then they just kind of self-destruct. But let's see what they can do here. Let's hope that they can pull it out. I think a set victory even here would be big for them.
Strickland hammers that one down the line. Starting to get some good swings.
I think it's a nice balance between Price and Strickland. I think, they have a lot of offensive weapons for this Crawfordsville team, and they have the setter and Claire Peacock to make it happen. So I'm telling you, I would love to watch that match tomorrow night, because I think them and Frankfurt are going to be very evenly matched.
Obviously, this team from Crawfordsville giving their home fans a lot to be excited about as postseason play comes around the corner. Again, when you've won 10 in a row, it starts to create that chemistry and the confidence and the swagger that you need to really go in and play well come tournament time. Another kill from Strickland. Starting to dial it up, and that pass was on the money. A substitution here as Aaliyah Brose comes in. Two-point lead for Crawfordsville here, and midway through set 3. Kaser
Nice.
hammers one home. Another one of those fantastic phenom freshmen here for the Gophers. Watkins checks in. Nice job by Price to come get it.
Good job
then-
by Perez.
Yeah, Perez says, I'll take that. You know, as a setter, you don't always get the opportunity to kill. So when you do, you want to take advantage of those, right?
Yeah,
That's
and
the
you get excited.
fun part of the game.
You do. You get excited.
That serve long ties things up at 13 apiece. This will bring Ratcliffe back in for Crawfordsville.
Oh, little miscommunication there. One-handed set by Peacock.
Kaser. Been a lot of mishits that are barely getting over the net from both teams, but so far defensively, able to cover it up, and then no mishit that time. Price put a little velo on that one.
Yes, she did.
That's short for velocity. It's what the kids say these days. I'm trying to be hip and cool just in case you wanted to know.
I did know what velo was. Thank you.
14-13. You know, the sad part about it is it's Monday night, and I have 4 matches this week, or 4 events this week on ISC that I'll either be directing or calling, and I'm slap happy already. So
This is not a good sign.
15-13, Crawfordsville doing pretty much exactly what they did in set number 2. Fell behind early, coming back to take a lead, and now starting to widen that gap a little bit here as well.
I like Alexis being aggressive up there. Just have to get a little more control over it.
Another point earned here from Crawfordsville.
Probably see Coach Martin take a timeout if they get another point here, I would think.
It was all tied up at 13 a moment ago. That serve into the net. Give the Gophers a free point there. That's going to send Kaser back to the service line. Emerson leads the Gophers in kills. 3rd on the team in digs, 2nd in aces.
Double hit.
Double hit whistled against the Gophers. Crawfordsville with another point. Another substitution as Hedrick comes in. They threw the ball to Libero, and she's like, is it my turn? Do
Can
get to
I?
go?"
Can I?
Elena Hall now to serve for Crawfordsville. Got blocked at the net. Peacock. No, I apologize.
I think that was Bowling. Carolyn Bowling, wasn't it? No, maybe not. Hedrick.
Hedrick got the block. We'll get it eventually. They're
Yeah.
tough to see that number. JXN Stump Solutions wants to remove those unsightly tree stumps that are ruining your yard. All you got to do is give them a call. They've got the equipment and experience to get the job done right, offering 3 tiers of service that will rejuvenate your yard, all at competitive, budget-friendly rates. Call 242-9523 today for a free estimate. JXN Stump Solutions, rooted in service, driven to remove. You know, it's pretty cool how he does that too. Alex Jackson over at JXN Stump Solutions. He's got the stump grinder. He comes out, he grinds it down for you, chops it up a little bit, gets it all mulched out of there, cleans it all up nice, and like he leaves and that stump's gone.
I wish
I don't have to mow around it. I don't have to trip over it. It's not ugly in my yard anymore.
Wish they could just come in and do that to your house, right? Like,
Yeah.
come in, get rid of the unsightly stuff,
Yeah.
clean it up, and leave.
I'm sure that you could hire cleaning people to do that if you really wanted to. Elena Hall on the serve for
Nice
Crawfordsville.
pass.
Now 4 points away from taking tonight's match. Again, Gopher fans, tune in again tomorrow night. We are scheduled to head to Delphi and watch these Gophers take on the Oracles. That coverage will start approximately 7 p.m. Substitutions and movement going on the Gopher side of the floor. That was the brief pause in play.
Prairie's serve receives looked pretty good tonight, I feel like.
Frederick powers that one through the block. Peacock with a nice diving effort for Crawfordsville. Earlier we told you about Clinton Prairie's junior high and their elementary and the success that they found this past weekend. I'm going to tell you again, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade all participated in tournaments, with 5th, 7th, and 8th winning their tournaments, and the 6th grade team came in second place in theirs. And I even wrote down #BrightFuture on my notes here because
It is very true. They have, I mean, that's the joy of building a system, right? Is starting at that very young age. I mean, it really even starts as young as, kindergarten, first grade with camps, right?
Yep.
And getting these kids in the gym and getting them a love for volleyball. And now that
callousing up those forearms so it doesn't hurt as bad when you hit it.
Well, and we are lucky to have some clubs, that are not far for us that have all different levels of playing. So kids can get a, taste of volleyball at a really young age and see if this is something that they enjoy playing. And so volleyball is not an easy sport for little kids. It's, you have to have kind of a certain amount of strength and a certain size of hands to be able to be very good at it. So it's nice to see him be able to start, in kindergarten, first grade with those camps and get kids a love of the sport.
Coach Martin actually, she's got to be salivating a little bit, right, of like all the players that are on the way. She's got some seasons that she's looking forward to. Not that you ever want to hit the fast forward button on your remote.
No, sometimes you do. Sometimes you do want to hit it as a coach. There are seasons you want to hit it, but this is not one of them. This team has gotten much, much better as they've gone on, and she's seen individual players get better. As a team, they've improved a lot. The record doesn't show how competitive they really are.
Match point tonight for Crawfordsville will come on the serve of Reese Price. The junior will look to try to end things here.
I'll be honest, when I was coaching, sometimes the ones I wanted to fast forward and get through were the seasons with really good records, because sometimes you just don't have kids that you enjoy coaching a lot. But I know Coach Martin's enjoyed this crew of kids.
Number 16, that is Kinley Cummins, the freshman. Getting some burn on the floor for the Gophers. She got the kill a moment ago, too.
Another freshman. Nice.
And Crawfordsville about got that back out of the net. Clinton Prairie celebrating a little bit there. Obviously made a great play on their side of the net.
Almost celebrated a little early, but the senior Reese Klein wanting that kill really bad on her senior night.
Congratulations, Reese. 24-18. Crawfordsville still looking for that last point, and they'll get it right here as that one comes off the side of the hand of Perez. 25-18 is going to do it here in set number 3. So for Crawfordsville, they get an 11th straight victory. And they'll look to keep that momentum going tomorrow night when they host the Frankfurt Hot Dogs on their senior night. You see it on your screen. Crawfordsville victorious 25-20, 25-17, 25-18. Laura, your thoughts on this match?
So I think if you're Crawfordsville, you're pleased with that effort. Offensively, I think you looked really, really good. I think you're going to have to play better than that, though, tomorrow night to have the same result. I think Frankfurt's a much more competitive team, and so I think you take this and you take this winning streak and you go against the Hot Dogs, who also are riding their own winning streak, and I think tomorrow night's going to be very telling. If you're the Gophers, I think this is a good showing for you, especially the week going into sectional. Once again, unforced errors, the plague of the Gophers, right? So they just got to clean that up.
This is our Willow Creek Barn postgame show where nature's beauty meets rustic elegance. We have one more bit of hardware to give out, and it is the Frankfurt Eagles player of the match. And tonight, it's Reese Price from Crawfordsville. She played extraordinarily well for her team. We saw her get all kinds of kills, digs, serve well from the line, and she benefited from some great passing from her teammate Peacock.
Yeah, she did. I mean, she played fantastic. You see her coming around and hitting out of the middle there. She normally hits from the pin. She had several aces. I mean, she played fantastic tonight. But like you said, you also have to give some credit to Claire Peacock, who set her up very, very well.
That's going to do it for tonight's coverage. Tonight's game brought to you by Day and Ginna Funeral Home, where they put family first. By Mulberry Telecommunications, the best gig in town. Healthy Communities of Clinton County, making the healthy choice the easy choice. The Frankfurt Eagles Post 976, people helping people. And the Willow Creek Barn, providing a picturesque setting for the barn wedding of your dreams. For our fantastic crew at ISC, for Sam Waugh, for Elijah Mash, Tony Stewart, and Laura Archibald, I am Sean Walker. Thank you for joining us tonight. Make sure you tune in tomorrow around 7 p.m. as Clinton Prairie travels to take on Delphi. You can watch that right here on ISC. Have a good evening, my friends.
We've all heard the question, if a tree falls in a forest, does it make a sound? Honestly, we're not sure either. But what we do know is that if it falls in your yard, it usually leaves behind an unsightly stump that you'll be stuck mowing around. At JXN Stump Solutions, we'll get rid of that stump for good, and here's the best part. We offer free estimates, so you'll know the cost before the work begins. We deliver quality work from a professional, locally owned company with a commitment to leaving your property cleaner, safer, and stump-free. Contact us today at 242